In the past, I was probably like you are now. I didn't enjoy doing hard work in any sense of the word. I enjoyed having fun. And what fun looked like to me was playing video games and spending time with friends that didn't care about me. But I brainwashed myself to believe that they did. Over the past couple months, as I've started to improve myself, my definition of fun has shifted drastically. All of a sudden, things that I used to find boring and just like work have become fun to me. They've become interesting. You might think I'm lying, but I'm telling the truth. I no longer play video games. I no longer spend time with crappy friends. I no longer watch Netflix or movies or anything. That's not what I do anymore. So people might ask me, what do I do for fun? And the answer is I don't directly do anything for fun. Now you're probably going to say, oh, this guy's sad, lonely, depressed. But this is probably the most fulfilled I've ever been in my entire life. And it's all because I'm finally doing something. There's this culture around work and doing hard things that we can't enjoy it. There's this culture that working out, no one's supposed to enjoy it. It's meant to be painful. But you do it because it makes you look good. But that's just not the truth. After the first workout you do, yes, your muscles are dead. But as you do it more and more, you eventually end up coming out of the gym and you don't even really feel that sore. You can definitely feel you've done a workout, but your muscles don't feel that fatigued. But people won't train enough in the gym to get to that point. So they will never experience that. People believe you need to be incredibly disciplined. And yes, at the start, if you want to establish a habit, you'll need to consciously be disciplined to do it. If you want to establish an exercise habit, you'll need to consciously make an effort each day to exercise. But once you've established a habit, you don't really need the discipline. You don't really. People think you need a crap ton of discipline to exercise, but you don't. You just need consistency. And if you go for long enough, you'll learn to actually enjoy exercise, because the only way you'll keep going is if you enjoy it. But you don't need that much discipline. You only really need the discipline on the days where you don't feel like doing it. And you only go because you know it'll make you feel good, because you've done it so many times and there's so much evidence that you feel good after a good workout. So even though you don't feel like doing it, you're probably going to do it anyway. I'm not lying when I say I love doing things that a lot of people hate. I love working on this, doing YouTube and writing and preparing videos. I love reading books. I love learning. I love studying what I've learned to get it into my head. I love exercise. I love the gym. I love working out. I love playing chess. I love playing guitar. Right now you think I'm bullshitting, but I'm not. I do these things pretty much every day without fail. And yes, there are days where I don't feel like doing them, but that doesn't make me love them any less. There's always going to be days where I don't feel motivated. But because I enjoy these things so much, I'll do them anyway. And that's the difference between staying mediocre and accomplishing greatness. It's doing it anyway when you don't feel like doing it. Everyone thinks you have to be wired a certain way to do healthy habits, but you don't. You don't. You simply just have to make the habits the most fun thing you do, the most fun things you do. If you want to make exercise more enjoyable, make it one of the most fun things you do. Because the definition of fun, well, fun is relative to the things you do in your life. So it's relative to the things you do in your day-to-day experience. So if you're playing video games and scrolling social media and watching Netflix, and God forbid watching porn, those things are going to be more fun than doing difficult things because there's more dopamine associated with those activities, more instant dopamine. So those are going to feel more fun. So if you want to make the hard things fun, the healthy things fun, you have to eliminate the easy bad habits that give you easy dopamine. It's that simple. That's the only reason you don't enjoy doing these more difficult things, is because you have other things that are more fun to your brain, more dopamine inducing to your brain. So you need to stop doing these things if you want the things that are difficult to become the fun things. I'd suggest starting with deleting TikTok, because there's no reason to have TikTok around. Genuinely none. There's no benefit to you having TikTok on your phone. And I can say this about a lot of social media apps, but TikTok is the main one. There's no benefit to it. Literally zero. If you delete it, nothing will happen. You won't even have to ask people for phone numbers or anything, because you can still use the other apps if you need to. Easily, TikTok is the worst, followed by Instagram. But if you delete TikTok, then you're already on a good path. But I think deleting TikTok and Instagram mainly are the important ones, because I feel like that's the ones where most people waste their time away. You can't even really brainwash yourself to believe that TikTok is fun, because you know you only use it when you're bored. How is doing this over and over and over and over and over again, how is that fun? It literally takes you 3, 4, 5 seconds to realize that TikTok is just no fun. So just get rid of it. The hard things will become more fun only when you get rid of the easy things that give you instant dopamine. Think about it like this. You're locked in a room alone, and you've got 2 things. You've got a book, and you've got a PC loaded up with Elden Ring. What are you going to do? You're going to hop on Elden Ring. You're not going to read the book. You got Elden Ring there. But what if you were locked in that exact same room, and all that was left in that room was that same book as before? What are you going to do? You're going to pick the book up. Because picking up the book is instantly and infinitely more fun than nothing. Because then you'd have to listen to the voices in your own head. The scary, self-judgmental voices. But seriously, if you were left alone with just a book, you'd read the book. So simply Get rid of the bad things out of your environment and you'll make healthier choices. Change your environment, remove the apps from your home screen, get a porn blocker that cannot be unblocked, get a password on it from someone you know that you can trust to keep it secret. And also, if you want help with quitting porn, I've got a guide. It's up here, I think it is. Conversely, you should make the things that you want to do, the healthy habits, you should make them more fun. You should make them more accessible. So if you want to start playing guitar, you should put your guitar out in the open where it can be accessed. Like right here, I've got my guitar right here, and my other one's further over. But yeah, put your guitar somewhere where you can play it. Similarly, if you want to read more, put books in places where you read, where it's comfortable, where you're going to be more likely to pick them up. Like there, I've got books right by my bedside because I'll pick up a book before bed. Just make it so that the things that are hard, make them so they're easily accessible, because part of the trouble of trying to do healthy habits is actually just starting them. But once you start them, it's not all bad. It's pretty simple once you've actually started. It might be painful. It might not be that enjoyable to begin with. But as soon as you start, you've done the hard thing. As soon as you walk into the gym, you've done the hard thing. Now all you got to do is follow through. Initially, these things will be difficult to do, but as you do them more and more and make the bad habits less and less, they'll become more fun. Because the hard work, the hard habits are more fulfilling to us, especially if we are masculine men or masculine women. If you're just a masculine person. If you're masculine, you love the feeling of doing something purposeful. Not just sitting there like a potato watching Netflix. No, you love actually doing something that's bigger than yourself. And if you are a masculine person, you'd much rather do the harder, more arduous task of making something bigger than yourself than just watching Netflix. We might not know what it is that we're going to do. And we probably won't get it right the first time round. As it says in Proverbs 19, verse 21, many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. We might have plans of where we want to go, but those plans may not be the plans that God intends for us. All we can do is keep doing what feels purposeful to us in the moment, working in some way to do something purposeful. That's why I have these verses, because I feel like it's my duty to at least spread something about God within my videos, because I believe God is so essential to making life better for everyone. This purposeful thing we're doing may change as we get older, and may change as God shows us more of the plan He has for us. But that's okay. We're never going to get it right the whole way through. And to expect us to would be stupid. But God's plan is far better than any plan we can devise. All we can do is follow His plan to the best of our ability and understanding at that time. And we can only do that if we believe that His plan is the best plan. If we don't want to face the difficulties and the trials and tribulations of life, then we will never fulfill what the plan is. We will never fulfill God's plan for us. Also, just never feel fulfilled. So you can start now by making the hard things more enjoyable. And all of a sudden, God's plan will start to fall into place. I love all of you. Now stop consuming and go create.